Hello, my name is Carlos Agreja. Yesterday I had an issue, or we had an issue in uh, a developer meeting that I had yesterday. Now, NetBeans generates code for us, and basically these variables are all components that work on a GUI, and I'll show that. So this combo box server, combo box database, username, password, so that will be over here. That will be these components basically, using the designer, and basically just drop components here and then we can name them, and basically so this code is generated. And we had an issue yesterday. Someone was trying had a problem saying that they weren't initialized, well, declared actually, rather than initialized, because let's see what error I get here. It says cannot find symbol, variable, combo box server. Now this is the declared. The problem is I am updating this database connection class over here to handle SQL exceptions. And okay, wrong window. Actually, I want to get out of this. I don't want that window. Sorry about that. Okay, I don't want this either. Alright, so database connection. Sorry. Alright, there. Alright, sorry about that. It's a little early. It's 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. But yeah, I wanted to go over this. So this is what I think happened. You shouldn't have to hard code. Obviously, that code is generated. So if you get an issue like this, it probably means you have an error somewhere. Because what happens is these, the way the code is generated by NetBeans, they actually declare all these components at the bottom, which is nice because we don't really have to see that code since we don't actually hard code and work with that code. So basically I'll show that these are all declared down here, and it's gray, and you shouldn't be able to touch any of this, and you can see all of this is red. It's because what happens is it doesn't come, it runs into this line of code, and it's got an issue here, and then basically anything below this error is all red because it's kind of thrown off here. It doesn't know what to do here, and then therefore it doesn't understand anything below that. So that's what I believe the issue is. And now I'll just go over real quick how this works as well. The database connection. So what I did is basically this is how it was handled before. Basically, if you got any SQL exception, it would just say you put the wrong password in, and there's so many reasons why you probably can't connect to the database. You might have a missing file, maybe the server's down. There's a lot of reasons why maybe, and then it's usually not because you're entering the wrong password. That's usually like never the case, but this is pretty much what the message you're gonna get, no matter what the problem is, and then it's really tough to debug. So now what's gonna happen is what I did is it basically will get a text box. It will show the SQL error. We'll know exactly what the problem is, why we're not be able to access the server, the database, and get on to the application. So, and it will return, no, well, this one will return a boolean, but basically there's three excuse me, there's three okay, this is all getters and setters, but it should be these three right here. Basically the connect will return a boolean when we connect to the server. When we try to reopen the connection, because it times out, so you might need to reopen it, and it will return a boolean, true or false. So either it did connect. If it's false, it's going to throw that, you're going to get the text box with an SQL exception Y, it failed. But we're going to pass this boolean back to know if it connected or it didn't. If it doesn't, it will throw the X, it will handle the exception. we'll see the text box, we'll know what happened, why we can't get in there. And so now I can handle, so if I get a true or false, true, it's fine. False, I can also handle the code over here, so with a conditional. But yeah, basically I'm going to show, once I get rid of this, you're going to see all these are red. So this was an issue we had yesterday. This is what I believe happened. There was just a line of code somewhere that was causing an error, and then everything below that line, basically this is the line, so this is no good, and everything below this line, it looks like, which I've already removed the try. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna just put a comment here. I'm gonna do this afterwards, but I'm just gonna show that if I there, and then everything goes back. So basically what I believe was a line of, and obviously it doesn't know that there's no more SQL exception being passed here. So yeah, that's basically, that was what I think happened yesterday. We had all these components, and that was the issue. I think that's what happened. It was just a line of code somewhere that was causing errors, and as you can see, because NetBeans puts all these at the bottom, that's what happens. But anything like this should not be manually. You should be all this should be done through the designer, and NetBeans generates these declares these components, as well as all the code, the form XML, and the grid layout, I believe, is used. So hopefully this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.